You might be wondering what I'm filming. Just look at it. Looks like a lump of bronze, doesn't it? Well, because it is. And you are currently now watching an episode of Gardener Gone Wild. And you're not watching a bronze sculpture anymore. You're watching this lovely winter's day in Wellington. We have cloud and light drizzle and of course wind, because Wellington without wind is, well, a not so windy place, I guess. Anyway, you have me, Gardener Gone Wild, the cool person in this video, and you have Wellington and the Botanical Gardens. What more could you ask for? So, down we go. Down into the tree line. It's raining quite a lot yesterday, so probably can't hit full speed on the trails. And there you are. Quick little jog, and we're under the canopy. Now, this bit of the this bit of the Botanical Gardens is quite cool, because we have the Californian redwoods. No, not redwoods, redwoods. And yeah, just look at these, you know, sequoias. Yeah, the Latin name is right here. Sequoia sempervirens? I'm not sure. Sempervirens. Don't leave me to, you know, pronounce Latin by myself, because that's not going to work. It's nice to read though. I like reading Latin. Don't like pronouncing it. That's not my job. I mean, I'm just a gardener slash botanist slash guy who likes going out and exploring cool places and giving people a commentary on a YouTube video, because let's face it, that's why you're here on this awesome channel. So, where were we now? We have a stream. And it goes off into this valley. We have a nice coverage of koe trees over here. So this section now is, yeah, koe. We only had a few, you know, California redwoods up there. And obviously we've got a good under coverage of kawa and a lovely little stream running through here. If we head down, oh, mushrooms, mushroom alert. So see, it's autumn. Like, I mean, is it autumn? Oh no, it's technically winter now, but yeah, because it's June. This video is shot on June the something, and yeah, we have a unfortunately decapitated mushroom and a small younger cousin. Obviously, the actual mushroom you see is just its fruiting body, which is, yeah, by fruiting body, yeah, the fruit, you know, it's where it bears its spores. And yeah, obviously spores are how mushrooms reproduce, shall we say. They're little fungal babies. What are they, like little fungi's? Now, just a brief interlude. We have the section where we had this huge big pine tree. So you can see the stump here just fall over. It's actually a fair few years ago now. And yeah, this area was first of all had, you know, quite a crop of herbaceous weeds, and now we've got, you know, rushes coming up in the front. We've got some Coprosma robustas here, and obviously a nice cabbage tree popping up. We've got some Nio, which is that interesting leaved one there, and we have even a koe growing right at the back here, pretty much right by the big stump, and root ball and everything else. So yeah, as you can see, it's regenerating quite nicely, and this will be an awesome bit of bush in a few years' time. Oh, manuka trees. Careful of the manuka trees while you're walking. Just a little note. So anyway, where were we? Mushrooms. And fungi in particular. The main part of a fungi is a part you don't see, the mycelium. And basically, mycelium is a whole branching network of little threads called hyphae, and unfortunately I can't exactly film any for you today because well, they're kind of hard to see because they're small. I mean, they're best seen under a microscope, and I've got one at home, but I haven't dug it out for years, and I'm not sure how well that would film in my videos, but could always dig it out for a sort of micro special at some stage. Anyway, where were we? Yes, so grows through its, through mycelium, which there's little threads of hyphae, and they digest, sort of all sorts of plant matter and all that in the soil. Yeah, basically most fungi are saprophytes, which mean they consume dead matter, shall we say, always, for example, these leaves and everything, bark and all of that. And then obviously you've got parasites that consume living plants and animals. So yes, I believe it is a roundworm. Oh, no, not roundworm. Ringworm, as they call it, is actually a fungal disease. Yes, that's when some people lose hair on their scalps and stuff. As you can see, mine is perfectly bushy as usual. And and yeah, basically, wandering Jew. Noxious weed alert! Noxious weed alert! She's invading this forest! Now really, it's quite limited, so... And it's not exactly going to strangle any of these trees, so it's really not a problem. Really, I think with half these noxious weeds, they're really overstated. If you have an established forest ecosystem, sure, you might lose a little bit of understory diversity, but not much really. And get some decent critters who would like to eat it. For example, believe it or not, chickens. Chickens love the stuff. My Muscovy ducks will even nibble it for a bit. And yeah, it's in New Zealand anyway, it's actually edible. That's in New Zealand, one that grows in New Zealand, that's obviously not native, but one that grows in New Zealand has white flowers, wandering Jew. And there's actually one native to Australia that has blue flowers and is actually poisonous. So, see, if you're in Australia, I don't suggest eating your wandering Jew, but in New Zealand, the leaves can actually be consumed, like to cook them up, you can cook them up. Stems obviously are quite hard and pretty inedible, so I don't suggest those. And obviously, as usual, I do not bear any liability for that kind of stuff. So there we go, got the good old stuff out of the way. And as you can see, here's our stream again. Got it heading down. It's like a little dam over there, which obviously helps aerate water. That's always good. Got I feel the drizzle coming on a bit now, so I'll just make my way along. It's always more interesting when it's more fast-paced action. There's actually a certain technique to running, and trying not to get the camera to bounce too much. Now if we head down this way, I think the old fungus growing on a tree is still there. So let's have a look. If we go, with little stepping stones. I hear ducks because we're behind the duck pond right now. Here we have it. I remember when this tree was alive. As you can see, got our fungal friend digesting all this trunk matter here. And basically in this trunk you would find the mycelium that I was talking about. In fact, Actually, I think that might be mycelium, this white stuff here. I bet it's another fungus actually, but I think it is the same fungus. And oh no, there's different fungus here. Cool. We got a little bit of fungal diversity here in this old rotten log. And yeah, you know, all the mycelium in there would be feeding off all of this, you know, rich cellulosey food source, because fungi are able to digest cellulose, unlike a lot of critters. I mean, the only real critters that can digest it, you know, like bovines, you know, and ruminants and all that, you know, your cattle, they can only digest it because of the action of bacteria and yeasts. And basically yeasts are a fungus, and bacteria are a primitive unicellular organism. So yeah, the ruminants themselves can't actually digest it. It's only their symbiotic gut bacteria, or intestinal and all of that can digest it. As we have it, the clean duck pond. Moving on, a nice vista of cloudy skies and tree. So I was tempted to say silhouettes, but as you can sort of see, oh, you've actually got a good contrast of some sort of whitey day. whitey day. Me calling stuff overcast or white. Now in New Zealand we've got ringa lilies, and as you see there's a whole sea of them basically underneath the magnolias over here. And I can't remember what this is again. Yeah, such a great botanist. I can't remember what this tree is again, but I know that one behind it is another awesome magnolia, and this Norfolk pine up here. Norfolk pine, just in case, you know, it's not recording the camera. And yeah, what was I going to say with the ringa or rock lilies? Yeah, you know, currently this is just their leafy stage. Usually, you know, they send out their flowers and their seeds, and the base of them is actually edible. So, you know, if you uprooted it, you would get, you know, obviously I'm not uprooting anything in botanical gardens, that is not a wise idea. And yeah, you know, it's a potential survival food, really. Although there's a million better options, so I personally wouldn't suggest it. Just like I wouldn't suggest consuming anything off this yew. I mean, for yew fruits, yeah, and technically the fruit is edible. However, considering the leaves and everything else on it are very highly toxic, and yes, the seed inside is very toxic, and the fruit is only this thin, fleshy red cone as such, it's really not worth having a taste test. And yeah, I really do not advise it. Not at all. Oh, this is cool. Let's have a look at this garden. So oh, we're middle of planting right now, and what do we have here? A brand new sculpture of a stylized version of a lawnmower. Oh, this is cool. Oh, it's called State House, the sculpture. Here we go. And out we go again. And yes, basically a awesome bronze version of a lawnmower that obviously doesn't work, and that is half the charm of it. Oh, and I didn't even notice this new sculpture here. I mean, yep, this time bronze, nice tarnish on it, and yeah, got another very informative tag right here. And I'm assuming it's to do with, you know, star formation in the South Pacific, which is, well, where we are, isn't it? And you know, I quite like that one actually. Nice tarnish, nice crescent shape. So is there any more artwork? I don't see any here. So I guess we'll just move our way along past this awesome putakawa, which I think I did photos in ages ago. It's just kind of hard to remember. Past the dwarf agapanthus, because some people don't like full-size agapanthus. Yeah. Another magnolia. And yeah, we're by the gates. And that's it. That's from the top by the cable car down to the bottom of Wellington Botanic Gardens. And well, let's go up. Up to the herb garden. Now this here is a collection of old pines and conifers. Obviously quite a few of which are dwarf, and yeah, I think this is awesome. I mean, you know, they're sort of a relic of, oh, I can't even remember what decade. So there's one decade where conifers, a couple of decades where especially dwarf conifers were very popular in landscaping in people's gardens. If I can remember, I'm going to place it along the screen here perhaps. And yeah, see there's people out having a good walk. And now we're starting to get into, first of all, this amazing stand of eucalyptuses. Looks like trunks. And then I pan the camera up. And even then that doesn't cover the full size of these. Let's just, how's this? They're pretty big. And yeah, I've got a little rhododendron in the middle there. And I've got a bit of bush obviously, and now we're getting in some of these really old pines here. And some of these pines, these Pinus radiatus, were planted experimentally as because I was still researching, you know, researching as a timber tree back in the, I think this garden was officially established back in the 1840s, and I think some of these might have been planted in the 1830s maybe. And yeah, they were obviously researching different timber trees. Like yet again, we've got another sequoia here, you know. Yep, obviously the big one, but it's not exactly a bigger specimen. And more eucalyptuses, different, yeah, redwoods and stuff. So we were, so yeah, they're researching their potential as a timber crop. And obviously Pinus radiata proved to be the most popular one, as that's virtually all of our forestry industry these days is made up of it. So, you know, in New Zealand we just have huge tracts of just Pinus radiata, Pinus radiata, Pinus radiata. I think it's Monterey pine's a common name, but oh, and I think they're from California, but obviously New Zealand is either just called a pine tree or Pinus radiata, because yeah, well, that's virtually all, you know, pines we have here. We have obviously different species, but they're not as commonly planted. Like even up on this hill here, you can sort of get a good view. We've got regenerating bush in the low slopes, and then we've got, guess what? Pinus radiata. And yeah, you know, that's the thing where, you know, turns treated timber, various timber products, gets turned into pulp, gets shipped off to China, gets made into all sorts of different things over there. Then we pay lots of money to re-import it back. So yeah, times when we could really do with more local timber mills. Anyway, so here we have it, the herb garden again, as usual. And as you can see, different view from a cloudy day. And I'm just wondering if I have enough time to quickly run down through all of this and have just a quick look at some of these, the big sculpture up on the hill, because I haven't been up the sculpture walk for ages. So yeah, see what I can do. I always enjoy running down hills, just always do. Just have to say, days like this are excellent duck days. Duck days. And I always love the ducks at botanical gardens, especially when they're around, you know, the rose garden. Got this fountain here that It's cleaner than usual, I'd have to say. And yeah, this grass the ducks have a good nibble on. And just look at this grass. I've just always loved this grass. It's actually not in its best condition right now, but it still looks stunning. That's all I can say, is that grass. Anyway, it's also a peace flame. It's across this road. Don't worry, I did look. And yeah. So yeah, peace flame. Is it? Can we actually get the flame on camera? Oh yes, yes. Let's have a look. Zoom on in. The authentic flame from the fires of Hiroshima, after, of course, you know, the atomic bombing of the Second World War. And yeah, it continues today through magic of natural gas and other forms of flammable materials. So here we have it for now. We have a waterfall. We have an oriental themed spread of maples, you know, weeping over. I think they're a weeping maple. And yeah, cherries. Yeah, otherwise just, you know, species of a magical palmatum genus. That's all I'll say, you know. Yes. Yeah, I forgot, I mean Acer genus, I'm meaning palmatum species. Acer palmatum is, yeah, that's basically it. But I think that's it. Like, I can't guarantee it for you here, but I'll just zoom on in. So you can see it's obviously a weeping variety, has a stunning colour change of leaves in autumn, or rather, technically now it's winter, I think. And yeah, and of course the marvels of man-made waterfalls. Just have to say, it all comes in through a pipe further up, and obviously, you know, it's a station for it to be pumped out of, you know, pumped back up, and you know, marvels of concrete. Looks like a real thing, doesn't it? Now finally, as promised, I'm heading up the hill to the sculpture walk, or rather, it'll probably be the sculpture run with me. Up we go! Do just love the form of Astelias. So they're, I think they're actually a native form of lily, and as you see, those lovely silvery leaves, and most are obviously ground growing species, but we also have a species that lives epiphytically, so that's in sort of little clefts in between the branches of trees, and yeah, obviously, let me get my breath. I'm not sounding terribly fit on camera today. Where were we? Lives epiphytically in trees. Obviously there's none of these in botanical gardens, but it'd be cool if it was. But I'm not sure if I think you can probably see them in some of the photos I had of Hemi Matanga Reserve in Waikanae. Obviously I need to actual video, more up to date, can sort of explain it a bit. It's another time. Obviously, good old oak, Quercus roba. Yep, always love oaks. People go on about their, you know, not native in New Zealand and all of that kind of mad stuff. And I think in Auckland, whole bunch of really old, you know, I mean 150 odd year old ones, were cut down because they weren't native. They wanted to remove them for space to plant natives. And the thing is, especially in any urban environment, trees are just so valuable. People, especially in New Zealand, don't think of that. Like I know at all sorts of places over the world, even Australia, they actually appreciate trees in urban streets. And urban areas, I mean, you know, just trees. Well, in New Zealand, there's this mentality that you get out a chainsaw and you go and cut them down. And I even forgot to talk about the sculpture. It's mean the sculpture, yeah. It's just a thing out there. Unless you really need to cut down a tree, don't. That's my advice. It's the official Gardener Gone Wild advice. Only cut down a tree if you absolutely need to. Anyway, I'll stop this rant. I think I'll probably manage a couple more sculptures before well, heading back down this hill for a cup of tea. Believe it or not, we're now above the big greenhouse, Lady Norwood House and the Rose Garden. You can sort of see it through these trees here. If we make our way back out, past all these amazing ferns and manuka trees, and we have the steps. Body to soul. And if we go up these steps, we will magically turn into something else. From a body to a bony to a bond to a bend to a send to a seed to a sir to a sir to a saw to a sour to a soul. And through some redwoods. And after ascending to find your soul, you realise you find a whole bunch of parked cars. And you think, I think I'm going to just, you know, take my body back. Down we go, straight in the soul, through the various steps, back to a body. A body is me. At least I have one. I'm not sure whether I have a soul now. I think I traded in for a different model. But yeah. I've seen a couple of sculptures and trying to head back. Don't want to miss out on a cup of tea after all. Down we go. Back out here. Whoa, man. Oh my god, I got that in footage. That's cool. Damn. That is how the garden had gone wild, does it? That was epic. Like, because I thought, you know, oh, the grass will be okay. Sure, I forgot it exactly rained. Also, soils with high amounts of clay and silt behave differently to sandy soils. And of course, me coming from old, you know, old Raumati, basically just live on a sand dune the whole time. So when I come to, you know, these kind of clayey soils, I completely forget about that. Hilarious. And onwards we go! I know it seems like I haven't even learned anything from this exercise. Jolly good fun. Man, I'm so glad I got that on camera, that was cool. By the way, viewers, don't try this at home. Just saying. And unless you have gardener gone wild skills. And here we have it, back to the rose garden. And yeah, that might be all for today, folks. But if it is all for today, we will cue another scene. This is the official ending scene. And we are in the Dell. The Dell. No, not Dell Computers. Dell is in a nice, sleepy, cozy place to relax, to enjoy scenery, and yeah, I guess all of the above again, because, you know, those things are just great. It's really all you need. It's a good dose of nature. So, right between these two magnificent coniferous trees, oh, and there's even a third one in the background, we are going to say the usual. Please like this video, please subscribe if you haven't already, and yes, I hope you enjoyed this official Gardener Gone Wild episode. And well, tune in for some more Gardener Gone Wild antics, because don't worry, there will be plenty more. You don't need to worry about them running out. Except of course if you don't support this channel. So if you support this channel, you'll get plenty more good content. And well, I hope you enjoy this good content. And by the way, we shall sign out. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.